Hello, I'm Tony Mornian. Today we're going to be making a pinhole camera out of a large tin can. This one used to have tomatoes in it, and I've washed it and dried it, taken off the label. I've also made a small guide hole, and I'm going to be drilling a larger hole with an electric drill here in a moment. I take a wooden block and I put it across the inside of the can about halfway down. If you notice, the seam is on the back side, and I'm going to be drilling the hole on the front side. I use about a 3/8 inch drill bit. I've drilled a hole. Now I'm going to take the block out, and you can see that the hole is here. The next step is to paint the inside of the can. I'll use spray paint. It's called flat black. It doesn't reflect light. I have a box here that I've used before for painting because I don't want to get the table all dirty. I spray it with short bursts. The idea is to cover all the surfaces and down inside as well. I also spray paint the inside of the top. Now you can see that the inside is completely black, and later on we can seal this up and we'll know that there won't be any reflections bouncing around the inside of the can. I'm going to set it aside to dry now. Now we're going to be making the pinhole. I have a piece of aluminum foil here. It's about 2 inches long and 1.5 inches wide. It's a Coke can, and I've trimmed the corners to make them nice and smooth, just so you don't poke yourself. I take the needle and I put it more towards the center of the piece of tin foil, and I start turning it with my finger on the other side to feel the pin when it comes through. And then with gentle pressure back and forth so that I can feel the pin come through but not poke myself, I make the pin hole. You can probably see the point of the needle sticking through the aluminum foil now. I'm going to pull it out. I'll turn it gently because I want to make this as round a hole as possible. Now that we have our pinhole, the back side has a rough edge on it from where the pin went through, or where the needle went through. I'm going to use the sandpaper to sand that down. And I use circular motion, just like the hole. I want it to be circular. I sand the back side, and then I sand the front side. The idea is to remove any burrs and to make the hole as round as possible without any jagged edges which will interfere with the passage of light. I check the hole with the needle. Put it in and gently spin it again. I don't push hard. I'm not trying to make a bigger hole. Just clean up the one that's there. And then I go back and I sand it again, just to be sure that I've got all the rough edges off. You want to use thin tin. You can use a pie pan if you want, but that's a little thicker than this Coke can. And the Coke can you can cut with a pair of scissors. Alright, so now I've made the pinhole. It's sanded down on both sides, and if you look very carefully, you can see the pinhole in the tin. We've been waiting for the paint to dry on the inside of the can. Now we're going to attach the tin foil, or the tin with the pinhole in it, to the can. To attach the pinhole to the can, we're going to use black tape. This is black duct tape. We don't need very much of it, just enough to cover the aluminum foil and the hole. Now I'm going to turn it backwards so that the sticky side is out, because I want to cut a diamond